Here, you're going to see Morgan Freeman. They try to play the race card with him, and it doesn't work. So watch how a real patriot and human answers a ridiculously race card trying to start a race war in the United States question.
You've done really cool projects, but this new series, Life on Planet Earth, is remarkable. What drew you to this?
You want the truth, or should I make something up?
Go with the truth. Which one's more interesting?
Now, I'm one of those people who's very, very interested in this subject, life on the planet. You understand that today, life on the planet is in a little bit of trouble. And we're the cause of it.
That's right.
There have been, if I remember correctly, 6 extinction-level events on the planet since life began. I mean, 6 times. Large portions of life. Not human life we're talking. We're talking just life. Gone, destroyed. Well, we're headed for another one. Scientists have said if we don't hurry up and change our ways, there's going to be a cataclysmic event that will wipe many of us off the face of.
And that could be a nuclear war very easily, with the left trying to start a war with Russia and NATO. So that could be one of the views
of the Earth.
God.
Isn't it hilarious how Morgan Freeman asked if they wanted to hear the truth or something that would be pleasurable for the panel? Perhaps Morgan knew about the panel's inability to cope with views different from theirs. The fact that the panel tried to take the documentary, Life on Our Planet, and the other one about Black history into the political direction with environmentalism and race relations really conflicts with Morgan Freeman's character. Well, it certainly seems easy to perceive a doomsday scenario tied to global climate change.
Interruption of all of that is what's causing all the problems. I hope that it's not too late. But let me ask you this, Jim. Seeing the rise and fall of all these species, because some are coming in too, right? And many are leaving the planet. Did that change your perspective on life?
My perspective on life? I don't think it changed my perspective. It just enhanced it. Because for a long time now, I've been listening to what they say about, I drive an electric car.
Yeah, me too.
And no, it did not change my perspective.
No. You've always been concerned.
Well, yes, always.
It's relative.
How far can you go back with always?
Yeah.
You can see what Joy is trying to do as she is trying to lure Morgan in by labeling it as a change of mind. But no one could have tackled it better as Morgan when he called it an enhancement of his vision, something people like Joy Behar are completely unaware of. That is why Morgan Freeman that they have been leading anti-human movements that demand voluntary human extinction to save the planet, which is extreme considering who you are even saving the planet for. And that is not the only social message that Morgan Freeman was unwillingly dragged into, considering Sunny jumped in to do what she does best, as she tried to make him feel like a victim.
I want to ask you about a different documentary.
Go ahead.
As some politicians around the country try to erase Black history, you're making sure people don't forget vital parts of our past, including this documentary that you executive produced called 761st. Did I get that right? Yeah, 761st Tank Battalion, the original Black Panthers, about the first Black battalion to fight in World War II.
First Black Armored Battalion.
Yes, and you served in the Air Force. I know that. This film was then very personal to you.
Oh, yes, heavens. I'm a movie buff from early childhood. I saw my first movie when I was like 6 years old. It was King Kong.
Oh, that was a good one.
Scared the hell out of me.
It did.
But I just, movies.
Yeah.
And start in the 40s and move up. And how many times did I see Black people in the movies? And if I did see them, what were they doing?
Yeah, there were servants.
Servants.
They were always. I
Yeah.
know it's appalling.
I can give you the name.
If you watch old movies, Betty Davis movies are particularly, even though she's great, and
It's the period
It's not her
of time
fault.
that
It's
the
the
movies
period.
were made.
It's
It's just
upsetting
what they
to
were
watch.
doing.
Tell you the
Well,
truth.
it shouldn't be that way
It is.
because somebody did make money.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And that's the time.
Now, a lot of Morgan's followers know how he feels about race baiting and racism despite going through the tougher times. But he lived through it all and made it to where he currently stands now. Not to mention, he made it quite clear about his stance on racism in an old interview on 60 Minutes.
How are we going to get rid of racism until...
Stop talking about it. I'm going to stop calling you a white man.
My God, that's the best answer I've heard. Stop talking about it, man. Stop trying to incite every single day. Race, race, race. Critical race theory. Diversity, equity, inclusion. DSE. Nonstop. Reverse racism. Victimhood. We owe you something. Take from the government. Don't give back to your country. These guys that, play this race card in any type of way are disgusting.
And I'm going to ask you to stop calling me a black man. I know you as Mike Wallace. You know me as Morgan Freeman.
Well, that weighs a lot coming from Morgan Freeman, who has lived through the harder times compared to the modern times. And it is true when he compares art with culture and describes both of them as the parameters vulnerable to constant change. So, it is undeniable that Morgan Freeman, like many other black people, has been a bit bored of being used as a puppet in political vendettas when they have positivity to spread in society. Perhaps that is why they did not give him more than 5 minutes, because he fundamentally disagrees with them on everything that they like to talk about. Well, undoubtedly, it was The View's loss to not lend center stage to an iconic and wholesome personality like Morgan Freeman, a person who people can go on listening to.